It was one of those nights when the city felt heavier than usual. Rain sliding off neon signs, traffic horns screaming, and me just trying to get my little girl home before her shoes filled with water. I wasn't anybody important, just a guy named Jack Carter from the South Side carrying his 7-year-old daughter through streets that never really notice men like me. But fate has a strange way of forcing you into the spotlight when you least expect it. Up ahead, a black luxury sedan sat dead in the middle of an intersection, headlights glaring wipers, useless against the storm. Behind the wheel was a woman I'd only ever seen on magazine covers, Madison Cole, the youngest CEO in Chicago history. Her reputation was sharp as glass, boardroom killer, no patience for weakness. My girl tugged my sleeve, pointing at the car. "Daddy, she needs help. If we don't, who will?" I tried to keep walking, but Lily had this stubborn streak, the kind that makes a grown man stop in his tracks. When I tapped on the window, Madison barely cracked it, eyes narrow. "Whatever you're selling, I'm not buying," she said, cold as the rain. I bit down my pride and told her, "Your engine's dead. I can fix it." She smirked. "And what would a man like you know about a car like this?" But I was already under the hood, grease and rain mixing on my hands. Lily held her tiny umbrella over me, a sight so pure that even strangers on the sidewalk paused. 10 minutes later, that car purred back to life. Madison reached for a stack of cash, but I scooped Lily into my arms and walked away. "I don't need your money," I called over my shoulder. Lily turned back and shouted through the storm. "The real princess isn't the one with the fancy dress, it's the one who knows how to say thank you." I swear I saw her flinch, like those words cracked something she'd built her whole empire on. 3 days later, she showed up at my garage. Imagine that, a woman worth billions standing in a place that smelled like oil and burnt coffee. I was teaching Lily fractions while tightening bolts, when a man in a $1,000 suit sneered, "Don't expect much from folks like him. They only understand grime, not real education." My little girl marched over chin high, voice shaking but fierce. "My daddy doesn't just fix cars. He fixes my heart when it's broken. Maybe you should fix your mean spirit first." That shut the guy right up. And Madison, she didn't say a word, but something shifted in her eyes. Later, over sandwiches at a corner diner, she tried to size me up. "You gave up a whole military career for this?" she asked. I nodded. My wife passed. Raising Lily is the only mission that matters. She leaned back, skeptical, then said, "Power is protection. Love is weakness." I looked her dead in the eye and told her real power is being able to protect the one person who matters most, even if the world thinks you're nobody. Lily, with peanut butter on her chin, chimed in, "Even mean people are special people who forgot how to show it nicely." Madison actually laughed, maybe the first real laugh she'd had in years. 2 weeks later came the gala. Gold chandeliers, champagne rivers, gowns worth more than my house. And me, in my one good suit, holding Lily's hand like a lifeline. The whispers started immediately. Did security let the help in the front door? Madison's father, a man whose shadow had ruled half the city, stormed over. "What is this, Madison? A social experiment, bringing a mechanic into our world." I was ready to walk out, but Lily climbed onto a chair, her little voice somehow cutting through the orchestra. "If being rich means being mean, then I'd rather be poor forever. My daddy is the richest man here because he loves me." The room froze. Madison descended the staircase, took Lily's hand in one of hers, and mine in the other, and faced the crowd. "This child has more wisdom than most of us will ever know, and her father more courage than any of you who hide behind your fortunes." You could have heard a pin drop. But the storm wasn't over. Marcus Hale, her ex-fiancé, the one who left her for a shipping tycoon's daughter, returned with revenge on his mind. He spread forged documents accusing her company of embezzlement. Stock prices tanked. Reporters circled like vultures. Madison sat in her office empire collapsing, and that's when I showed up with Lily. My old training kicked in. I traced digital footprints, uncovered every fake timestamp. 12 hours and decent coffee, I told her. I'll prove it. But Marcus didn't just attack her company, he came after us. One night, 3 men cornered us outside our building. I pushed Lily behind me. "Whatever you're being paid, it's not worth it," I warned. But they lunged anyway. Years of combat don't just vanish. I dropped them one by one, my fists finding old instincts until sirens cut the night. Lily clung to me, whispering, "I knew you'd protect me, Daddy." Madison arrived minutes later, eyes wide at the scene, whispering, "This is all because of me." But Lily, still trembling, said, "Bad people choose bad things. Family doesn't run away when things get scary." "Are you our family now?" Madison's voice cracked. "I don't know how to be family. I only know how to be alone." Lily squeezed her hand tight. "That's okay. Daddy didn't know how to braid hair either. He learned." The next morning, her father cornered her with his ultimatum: marry a wealthy ally, merge companies, abandon us, or lose everything. He waved his hand at me like I was a fly on the wall. "The mechanic will be compensated and gone." Madison stared out at the skyline, thought of boardrooms that never cared for her, of my small kitchen filled with laughter, and finally said, "No, I choose them." At the press conference, with the world watching, she laid it all bare. Screens lit up with the proof I'd uncovered, every forged number, every lie Marcus had planted. And then she did the unthinkable. She pulled Lily up to the microphone. My little girl's voice echoed, "Helping people is better than being important. Families help each other. People who hurt families are the really poor ones." Cameras flashed. Marcus turned ghost white. FBI agents dragged him out. Madison looked at me, at Lily, and whispered, "I finally know what home feels like." 6 months later, the city had moved on, but our lives were changed forever. Madison's company was stronger. My garage grew into a network of shops hiring veterans and single parents, and every night that cold penthouse filled with laughter, homework, burnt toast, and bedtime stories. But here's the thing I still wonder. Did Madison really change because of us? Or was she always searching for someone to pull her out of that glass tower? Some people online still call me the lucky mechanic who caught a billionaire. Others say she abandoned her world for mine. Maybe both are true. What I know is this: my daughter taught the most powerful woman in the city that hearts, just like engines, sometimes break, and only love can fix them. So I'll leave you with this. What do you think matters more, money and power that can vanish overnight, or love and loyalty that hold you when storms come? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I bet every one of you has seen someone judged by what they had or didn't have. Tell me, who was really rich in that moment?